Wrapping up things with our second consolation game of the morning here in the 2010 bracket, where Team Maine will take on Team Vermont. Maine was able to come back in the 2011 bracket to beat Team New Hampshire 4-2 final in a pretty thrilling game. The winner did not come until 33.5 seconds remained in the contest. We thought we were going to go into overtime. Things were able to end in regulation, and as a result, this game can now start on time as we're underway between Team Vermont and Team Maine. An early icing here, 14 seconds into the game. Grady Arguriao getting the start in goal. He's the only goaltender dressed for Team Maine. And he will start opposite of Logan Russell, number 40. Puck picked up in an open corner and lifted out on the backhand. Heath able to bank this back in deep off the boards, and Vermont will have to move it up the boards again from out of their own zone. Peel will turn back in across the blue line in a hurry. First shot of the game, and a blocker save is made by Russell. Vermont back to take the rebound over, and they'll look to clear, but it's just held in at the line. A good keep there by Michael Jogan, but he could not step through the traffic, and Vermont can only get it just across their line, but fortunately for them, Maine is offside. Puck taken off the draw. Bork trying to step in, lost it on the toe drag. Instead, it's a trailer. Jogan's shot, though, was blocked away. Vermont looking to start up ice with it. Maine is able to stifle that rush. Puck is deep from within their own zone, however. Saucered ahead to Bork. Back into the possession of the defense. Russell lost his stick for a moment. Venturing out of the net. Vermont trying to get something going on the attack. Rolling into the corner. Trying to backhand it back up to the point. Lafayette will play it around. Out of Schmoll's reach. Vermont working it back to the point. Here's a heavy shot up high off the chest protector of Arguriao. That was a heavy shot from Gunnar Mink out there along the left point. Vermont will have to get back. Mink using the reach to disrupt Bork, who will pick it up across the red line and flip it into the Vermont zone as Maine will try and change. Vermont will try to counter with some numbers. As it's dropped off here, nice return feed. A good poke check, though, was made right in front of Arguriao. That was by Anders Hessen. Maine can skate out of their own zone. Bath cutting in across the right wing side. Finton Bath, bottom of the circle, and he hit the post. As another long shot goes through the crease and wide. Maine sending it around the goal. The near side boards. Good keep there by McCormick. Tight quarters, it's turned on net. Russell able to get a stick on it. Through center ice, Vermont. As it was picked up for a moment, Gaudette could not step through. Poked back into Vermont territory. Giroux quickly returns it back to center ice. Roy across the red line, sends it in down the boards, but Maine, in the midst of a change, is offside. Vermont could not send it ahead. It was off the stick of Duffy. Maine in across the line. Wing with a shot. That was blocked. Ends up in back of the Vermont net. Centering feed was in the skates of Jogan. Jogan's pass was intercepted. Gaudette trying to motor his way back up ice. Gaudette looks to center. It trickles towards the net. Argarillo sticks it away, and then in the corner, Gaudette got roughed up by McCormick. Maine in across the line, 3-on-3 as it's dropped off to wing, trying to return the puck as it ends up in below the goal line for Jogan. Now out in front, a chance here is off of Russell as it's back across the goal line, and Jogan is there to score. Uncontested at the back door with 15:34 to go in the first period. It is Team Maine to open up the scoring. Michael Jogan makes it 1-0. So Team Maine with the lead, Michael Kagan with the goal. And they lead Vermont early here in this game, 4 minutes and 34 seconds in. Maine was able to score first in their previous game, playing with a lead again and now looking for more as Bath is going to have a breakaway all by himself and he buries it. No doubt about that one. Team Maine quickly now ahead 2-0. Finton Bath, no doubt about it on the breakaway there. He picks the high glove corner and Maine strikes twice in quick order to double up their lead in this first period. Great finish there from Bath. And Vermont in an early hole here. Down 2-0. Fortunately for them, they've got a lot of time left. Puck here dropped off, top of the circle. Mandigo, nice pass across, and Vermont answers with their first goal of the game. A beautiful pass. Mandigo able to set it up, and he put it right on to the tape of Riley Wright, who was able to tuck it in. 3 goals here, and we're not even 6 minutes into the game just yet. But Riley Wright finishes off a real nice passing play for Vermont, and they needed that goal to get back into the game. 2-1 here as they try to cut into the deficit. At center ice. Taken back by Wright only for a moment. Roy steps back in. A shot was blocked. In on goal. Russell not once but twice able to make the save. And it's Mandigo across the red line. He'll dump in. Vermont will get some fresh players out there. Looking to forecheck. Maine trying to clear the puck out. It's up the wing and be played in deep. Giroux reaching for it. Has the puck here from the corner. It's off his skate, and Groling can pick it up now. In across the line, his shot is right on, and Grady Argarillo can hold on tight to that. Shots early in the game favor Maine, 8-4. 3 goals already on the board. Still in the early stages somewhat of this game, 7 minutes in. 2-1 lead for Maine in this consolation game. They jumped out, scoring the first 2 goals as Argarillo makes a nice save. That was on a double deflection. As this puck is centered right through the crease and wide, it missed everybody. Another chance here is blocked as a shot is stopped by Arguello. Vermont starting to get some good chances out in front. That chance blocked off of Peel, and Maine can get it out of the zone. As Fairbanks will wrist this in. Couple good blocks there in front of Arguello as Fairbanks checked in the circle. Vermont breaking out as Maine tries to hustle back defensively. Pass here deflecting. Matheson checked in the corner after he could not settle it down, and a penalty will be coming up here. Game's first power play. Going to go to New Hampshire. And Matheson is the guilty player. Maine looking to restore their 2-goal lead here. First power play of this consolation game. Off the draw, a couple bodies spill over each other, but it's Maine to ultimately tap it back to the point. Schmoll with his shot is tipped. Saved by Russell. He made 2 saves. Could not make a third stop, and an early power play goal for Maine. They capitalize 12 seconds into their power play and restore their 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 with 11:55 to go. Russell made 2 stops in front. Nobody could help him clear out the rebound. And Finton Baith with his second goal of this first period. Scored on a breakaway and was also pretty wide open there on that chance after Russell made 2 stops. Nobody could help him clear out the rebound. And Maine scoring 12 seconds into their power play to restore the lead as Baith with a steal, looking to go to goal again with it. He banks it back to the point. Instead, it gets through Hessen, and now Duffy back the other way for Vermont, trying to spin into the slot. Nobody can get a shot away as it's kicked over to the half boards. Played back now up to the point. LaFale with his shot. That deflects, it goes wide. Rebound off the short side, and Arguello is able to cover up. So Maine now back ahead by 2. Didn't take very long with that power play. Maine will look to get possession in back of their own goal. McCormick was tied up. Up the boards, wing could not clear. Roy will try the other side. It is tipped ahead but not out. Scribner sends it on around. Far side, it's rolled out by Maine up to the left wing where it's tipped ahead. Ross sends it on a cross, but a centering feed was blocked. Ross trying to pull it free from along the boards, taken instead by Vermont. Puck kicked out through neutral ice. McCormick back to get it. He is flushed back around his own goal. Pressure from Cooper Volsky, but Maine is able to get it out. A quick up to the near wing. Scribner plays it around the main net. Volsky goes after it in the far corner where he takes a bump. In the circle. Puck intercepted for a moment. Daniel Donza in back of the net. Fell to his feet as it slipped through the crease and wide. Giroux loops one into the opposite corner. Couldn't get that on net as there's a big check along the near side. A Maine player still down, feeling the effects of that hit. That was a sizable check from Eli Smith. And he got all of that check. Knocking down Zachary McCormick, who is trying to get himself collected. Both players collided hard and went down to the ice, but McCormick was the only one to not get up. Doubled over right now. Hope he's all right. Good to see that Zach McCormick was able to get himself to the bench on his own. Got to know how to take a big hit for sure as Arguriel makes a save. Donza's pass intercepted off a set of skates. Fairbanks back the other way, given a bump as he threw the puck on net. Russell sticked it away into the corner. Vermont trailing here by 2 in this first period, 8:50 to go. Peel holding it in, able to cut past Wright, who has the lone goal for Vermont. In deep for Bork, turns and centers right into the slot, but Donza was there and he'll just clear out to center ice. Peel taking over for Maine. Peel ran out of real estate as Donza stepped into him. But it's Maine back in over the line. That shot is off the glove of Russell. He'll corral it for the faceoff. Off the draw, puck taken into the corner. It is centered towards the short side where they jam for it, and Russell is able to hold his line there along that far post, able to keep that puck out. Had a couple guys there jamming. Maine still continuing, not satisfied with this 3-1 lead. They want to keep pressing and hoping to expand it even more. Still time to play with in this first period. Feels like things have moved a little slower here in this opening frame. Had a couple of stoppages. As a shot all the way through. Russell, a good save there, kicking that puck aside. As behind the play, a couple of players remained entangled. Things perhaps getting a little chippier as a puck here is turned over. That shot fired wide. Rebound picked up in back of the goal. Centering feed. Played errantly, and it's back out through center ice. Greer applying some pressure. He'll head off for a change. As Maine will look to counter again. Kagan in across the line, lost it. Got it back though at center and can play it in. He opened the scoring for Maine. Followed by Finton Baith, who has a pair here in the first, including one on the power play. Here comes Vermont in across the line. That shot flagged down by Arguriel. Making it look routine out there. A harmless wrist shot from Ronan Duffy. After this consolation game, we'll move into the first of 2 championship games here on this Sunday. We go back to the 2011 bracket. Massachusetts squaring off against Vermont. And then at 12:30 to determine the 2010 championship, it'll be Massachusetts against Team New Hampshire. Team New Hampshire will wind up finishing 4th in the 2011 bracket. There is a large check there along the boards, and that certainly is going to be a penalty. That also sounded large. And Duffy could very well find himself with more than just 2 minutes on that check. That was checking all the boxes of wrong. Along the boards, from behind, possible head contact. And judging by with the referees deliberating here, could very well be more than the 2-minute minor. That was a collision that sounded loud along the near side boards of the main zone. It was quite a noise, and thankfully nobody stayed down for very long after that check. They haven't put any penalty time up yet either, so now they do, and it's just 2 minutes. Looks like that's all Duffy is going to get. I have to say that certainly at least flirted with the potential of being a major. But fortunately, what matters at the end of the day is everyone got up from that collision A-okay, it seems like, at least. But Maine will take to the power play again. They're 1 for 1. They scored 12 seconds into their last one. We have a stoppage here. I believe they're saying someone has to serve the penalty. Matheson will sit in the box. Duffy must have gotten something extra tacked on as Roy's shot was blocked. Maine cycles it in deep. Baith lost the handle. And Vermont drags it out, looking for something here, perhaps shorthanded. Roy, though, takes down Mandigo. Vermont was looking for a penalty there, didn't get one, as Gaudette wraps it back in deep. Duffy got 2 minutes for boarding. I'm not sure what else they rung him up for. As this puck is wrestled free by Baith, back to the point, shot all the way through, stopped, rebound there, and a block was made as they try and stuff it in on the short side. Russell got back, though, to make the save along the post, trying to get his stick back in hand. As Maine looks to keep the pressure applied. Minute still to go on the power play. Baith with a shot blocked. Lands at the bottom of the circle, and Ross's shot was stopped. That was a great block by Gunnar Mink, who helped save a goal after the rebound kicked off of Russell. Maine with 40 seconds left on their power play, trying to go up 4-1 here in the first. They control out high along the blue line. This is Wing now opening up to the forehand, but that was blocked off the leg of Gunnar Mink. And Vermont can get it clear. Maine tags up. Re-enters the zone as Ross picks up the puck into the corner. Trying to shake away from Mink. Emerges now at the far side. Gets checked down to the ice. Puck comes available. It's to Vermont. They'll try and motor ahead now, shorthanded. Mandigo trying to send one on across to Gaudette, but Peel was having none of that as we're back to 5 aside. Peel breaking forward. The defenseman onside as he crosses the line. Got bumped off the puck, though. Good check there from Scribner as it's now sent ahead. Matheson could not advance on through. He was checked there at the last moment by Joe Graceffa. Forward coming back strongly there as Vermont looking for something here. Back to 5-on-5 as Giroux holds it in. That shot turned away by Arguriao off the stick and into the corner. Bottom of the circle, that's pushed on net. Arguriao kicks that away. Fairbanks across center ice. Had a lot of yellow sweaters draped on him. Couldn't make a play with the puck. 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Scribner has a man open. Matheson moves in. Shot stopped. Rebound tipped towards goal, and Arguriao is able to hang on to that soft little chip from Scribner. But a good chance in transition for Vermont as they try and chip their way back into this game, but they still trail 3-1 here late in the first. Not sure when Duffy is going to be able to exit the box. Assume that perhaps he got tacked on an additional 10-minute. Could not hear it over the PA system, however. Did not exit the box, though, after that stoppage. Puck rolling out through center ice. Mink plays it, or at least tried to play it across D to D. Right back defensively helps out as a stretch pass intended for Pike was picked off by Schmoll, who was in the right spots. Puck punched ahead, and it's Pike now in across the line. One-on-one, the shot is stopped, and Argaria is able to reel it in just in the nick of time for the faceoff. Almost at the intermission here in this second consolation game from the rinks at Exeter. Vermont with the puck. A quick turnaround shot from Mandigo, and Argariao another save. Shots have evened out here. Both teams have gotten their chances. Vermont has started to pick up the pace a little bit more. They would love to get at least a goal here to head into the break down only one instead of two. Giroux from the point, got that through, and Argariao able to make the glove save. Vermont able to win the draw. Out high, Gaudet couldn't get it on goal. Mandigo was checked to the ice by McCormick. Could not get the shot away as that puck is played off the short side. Argariao just had that post sealed up enough. Maine is able to get it out. Gagan saucer pass just out of Wing's reach. Puck jammed along. Giroux scrapes it ahead. Roy there to hold it in for Maine. That shot all the way through, and Russell sticks it away. Under 2 minutes to go in the first as Vermont sends it all the way down ice. It just avoids Argariao. No icing, or rather it is icing. Was the right call, though. It did not touch the goaltender. Argariao did well to avoid it. That'll bring the faceoff back down into the Vermont zone, where off the draw it was played back to Heath, but it ricocheted off his skates. Matheson now with his step takes the shot, and Argariao had things covered on the angle. Centering feed taken away, and Fairbanks now took the check, tried to push the puck ahead. Instead, it is Bork to intercept at center ice, right at that Spartan logo, and he plays it back in deep. Puck stays in play as it ramps up off a stick. Pushed through neutral ice. Scribner had his stick lifted by Fairbanks as we hit the final minute of this first period. Maine ahead 3-1, trying to keep it that way before the break. Although Vermont has picked up the pace of late and has caught up in the shot category, as here's a centering feed, and Argariao point blank, a great stop to make sure Maine keeps that 3-1 lead. But Vermont starting to get some chances here, and 44 seconds to go here in the period. If that shot goes in, we're looking at a much different game here at 3-2. Grady Argariao, though, having himself a strong opening period. 18th save of the period as Vermont now takes the lead in shots, 19-18. Maine carrying the puck in down the wing. Trying to look for a chance here before the period ends. That shot is stopped, and the rebound dragged out of the crease by Giroux. Schmoll holding it in. Able to chop it into the corner. Gagan centering feed. Oh, a wide open chance, but it could not be tucked home as Russell can't cover the puck up. Schmoll now shoots. Stopped by Russell. He never saw it. And the whistle sounds as Russell had that puck frozen just long enough. What an opportunity there, though. A near miss for Maine. Gagan trying to set up Cole Bowditch, who had a lot of space to the stick side. Final 7 seconds of the period. Vermont trying to kick it ahead. They won't have enough time for a shot, perhaps. Gaudette has to let it go. Not sure if that would have counted as the buzzer sounded. 3-1 the score. Team Maine leading Team Vermont in this consolation game. Another 20 minutes coming up next after we make a fresh sheet of ice here from the rinks at Exeter. Maine leading Vermont 3-1. We're back for the second after this. You can switch like back and forth. That's actually sick. That's actually so sick. I love that. Hey, I'll take their word for it. I'm gonna, hold on, can I see that one more time? I want to write it down like exactly like that. It's like,
So it's like R like a pirate, Jur, O like O. All right.
If you want to,
Yeah, I'll let him know.
nice. And I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you.
my friend. Ready to wrap this consolation game up here. Last 20 minutes to go from Exeter. And Vermont is trailing by a pair. 3-1, Team Maine trying to close things out. Both Maine teams trying to finish third in their respective age brackets. So far, so good for the home side here. Vermont will switch goaltenders. They will turn over to Caleb Sanderson. After Logan Russell made 19 saves on 22 shots. Vermont was able to catch up in the shot category as well after a little bit of a slow start, so we'll see if things can carry over for them in this second period. Opening face-off, and we are back underway here from the rinks at Exeter. Maine trying to shield this 3-1 lead. They have been in good shape. And we'll look to start this period out on the attack. Instead, it's Vermont breaking things out quickly. Giroux at neutral ice. Overskated the puck, but then got it right back. Tries to send it ahead, but Matheson could not find it. He will pick it up from above the goal line and try and wait for help to join him. Vermont trying to drive this one to goal, and they'll tuck one on through as it is an early strike. 44 seconds into the second period, and a much-needed goal for Team Vermont. Daniel Donza just able to slip that on through the 5-hole of Grady Argiro, and it is back to a 1-goal score. Maine had led 2-0 in the first before Vermont had cut into that lead, so this is the second time they've narrowed things down. And virtually the whole period still left to play now, with that goal from Donza coming 44 seconds in. Puck in the near side corner. Flipped out up the wing by Wright, who scored the first goal for Vermont back in period one. Pass leaves the zone and is picked up by Maine. Schmoll, though, had trouble, played it off of Mandigo, who ties up with him. Gaudette given a bump. His pass picked off. Hagen in across the line, but he's just offside. Duffy is now out of the box for Vermont, so the penalty benches are both empty. Vermont breaking in across the line. rolling, trying to drop it back off to the point. Instead, it's cleared all the way out. By Maine looking to get in on a forecheck. Folsky in front of the scorekeeper's table, trying to play it forward. And it's Pike pushing it in down the boards, trying to check McCormick. Filtered in deep. Work back up the boards where Maine has a little bit of room. Pass knocked down off Giroux, and it's carried in by Bowditch, trying to take it to the net, and that shot is stopped. A good first save for Caleb Sanderson, coming in off the bench for this second period. Staring down Cole Bowditch on a breakaway, and he's able to get the right arm on it for a good stop. Tried to go for the poke check and missed. Here's a quick shot. Good save again by Sanderson, and he can reel in the rebound. As Maine won that faceoff cleanly and got a quick shot away. So 2 strong saves for Sanderson coming into this game. Never a real easy thing to do, as another faceoff win leads to another shot. And another save for Sanderson, who faces 3 in quick order. That helps you get into the game. His team trailing by 1 here, early stages of the second and final period of regulation. Both consolation games have been played fairly tight here this morning, which is a great sign. Competition has been excellent all throughout this weekend. Finally wrapping things up here on Sunday. Our first consolation game, a 4-2 final with Maine defeating New Hampshire. We'll have the 2011 championship coming up next. That is slated for 11 o'clock. Giroux knocked off stride. Puck picked up by Vermont. Wing given a bump there by Mink. Puck is moved up the wing by Maine. Wing trying to tip it into the middle. Vermont standing up at their line well. And it's Matheson to take over inside his own zone. Maine has space. Gaudette just offside as he could not receive the pass. He tried to drag it through his feet. Wound up putting himself offside. Well, 44 seconds into this period from Daniel Donza, pulling Vermont to within 1. Duffy played that off a set of skates. Fairbanks in deep, trying to help out defensively. Puck is available. Vermont able to move it back to the point. Giroux winding up. That's deflected. And a real nice glove save on that change of direction by Grady Argero. That could have easily rolled into that low glove hand corner, but he tracked it right into the mid. Giroux, who let that shot go, has it here. It is blocked off of Gagan's legs in front. Vermont looking to center, out high. Here's a shot, and Argero able to get a blocker onto that. Nearly steered it out of play. Vermont getting some looks here. Out high, Duffy right on. Punched away by Argero off the blocker again. Giroux pulls it off the boards. Another deflection, and that just dribbles across the crease wide. Maine is forced to send it all the way down. No icing, though, as it glanced off a Vermont player. Maine will take that break, as Vermont was pressuring them. Fairbanks reaching in for a loose puck. Duffy's able to chop it away from him. And now Gaudette trying to motor down the wing. Has help with him, but Andigo could not handle that pass. Bowditch now deep from his own zone. Has Greer out hanging by the blue line. But Vermont able to stifle that rush. And now here's Pike with a little bit of room. Pad save made by Argero. Kicked it over to the corner. Maine looking to clear. Puck up the boards. Right. Unable to intercept. It rolls across the neutral zone. Greer is there to pressure as Vermont fiddles it back over the main blue line. 6 minutes into this second period. Bodic on for Greer and across the line. Greer stepping into the corner with it. Behind the Vermont net. Passes back out high. McCormick settles down. High shot. Missing the target. Puck is left for Peel, who pinches and tries to center. A good stick there at the last moment. Reaching in was Salvatore. Passes on for Greer, who had to catch up to it, trying to burrow his way in deep. Greer got knocked down as it was pushed off the side of the net. Right on the backhand ahead for Rolling. Rolling is kept at bay, waits for help. It's off the stick of Donza, trickling towards goal. And Argiro can freeze it with traffic coming to goal as we're nearly 7 minutes into the second period. 3-2, Maine ahead still, but an early goal for Vermont has made it close here. We thought our first game was destined for overtime. And who knows? Plenty of time for Vermont to try and come back from 3-1 down, but they're going to have to defend an odd man rush here, which they do. As Ross could not dangle his way on past the defense. Rolling back in, trying to counter, but Vermont offside in transition. It's a banger. It's a great choice of tune. That gets a thumbs up. From me, at least. It's so good they have to remember to turn it off. I mean, who doesn't enjoy those Indiana Jones movies, right? They are a classic. Fifth one, I think, just came out. There's a new one. Harrison Ford dusted off the old whip, as this will slide in on to Sanderson, who has to cover up, and Ross came in there with the stick, gave him a good poke right as the whistle was sounding, but both teams skate away peacefully from that. I don't think John Williams has ever composed a bad score for any movie that he has been a part of. I mean, the man just has so many. Oh, here's a shot that finds a way through off a face-off win. I am not sure how that puck from the half boards got through on the short side, but it did indeed. And Maine will gladly take that to restore a 2-goal lead. The third time this game that they've led by a pair. That was Anders Hessen who just fired one from along the boards, and it got through Sanderson on the blocker side. It looked like he had that post all but covered up. But Hessen found room somehow, some way. That's why they just tell you to shoot. Tough break, though, for Vermont. Things were turning around in their direction, it seemed like, but now they trail by 2 goals again. Still have time, though, 11:40 to work with. As a stick got up high and caught Gaudet, who grabbed up along his face mask for a minute. Puck knocked in on the backhand. Maine got to it first. Looking to clear as it's played into the blue. Argiro steers it away. That shot deflected. Stop again for Argiro. Shots are even, 27 apiece here. As Bork holding onto it, out high, trying to open up. Bork shoots and just missed the target. We got a stoppage of play. We have a penalty on Vermont. or I'm not sure what we have. Referee had skated over to the scorekeeper's table, pointed at the box and everything. Duffy is sitting once more. Not sure if it was something on the bench or a bench minor of some sort. Nonetheless, it's going to put Maine on the power play, and they'll try and get further separation. A bench minor to Vermont. Duffy is serving it. Maine sends it all the way down. Vermont quickly to return, back out to neutral ice. McCormick played it off the skates of Donza, and Vermont moves it in cross corner. We're able to shield against Donza. Bodich with a pass, intercepted. Donza able to muscle it back into the main zone. As they try and rev something up here on a power play. It's taken back, though, by Groeling. Lost the handle, trying to kick it ahead. Gagan steps forward. Gagan with a shot, knocked down, loose, puck available, and it's stashed in by Cole Bodich on the power play to give Maine a 5-2 lead with 9:50 to go. Here in the second period, they lead by 3 with their second power play tally here on the day. Not much Sanderson could do after he was able to make the first save. Tried to stretch out with the left pad. Just could not get there. And Maine has now scored the last 2 to pull ahead further in this contest, although still 9 minutes and 40 seconds are left to go. They are in good shape here, trying to close this consolation game out. This will carry him off the boards, in on net, and Ardro will cover it. Offensive zone draw for Vermont, but it is won by Maine. Vermont able to wrestle possession free as Mink turns a backhand off the boards. Cycled around the net, but moved away from Duffy. Vermont trying to go to work in below the goal line. Maine trying to send it up the wall and out, which they do. And now it's a foot race down the right wing side. Ross has room, and a shot knocked down off the stick of Sanderson. A strong save there for him, as Ross put a lot on that one, trying to go to the blocker side. Instead, the shaft of Sanderson's goal stick able to deflect it away, as Vermont pitches it ahead. Hustling on is Ross, who can carry it in. Centering feed. Vermont able to get back. Bork fresh onto the ice as Maine looks to complete a change. Bork will rip one off the boards as it's sent back up for Matheson. Tipped ahead. Stumbling was Fairbanks. Duffy trying to accelerate. He's got help going to goal, but Mandigo overskated it. And Maine can get it out into neutral ice. Nearly a dangerous pass. It deflected away from Gagan as Gaudette tries to squeeze past the check. He centers, hoping for Matheson. Just deflected wide. Fairbanks had his stick lifted in deep. Pike moves it back to the line. Wrist shot. That sails wide, glove side. As at the near point, Vermont trying to hold it in. Salvatore does. As it rides back up the boards. It was out of Bork's reach. Fairbanks just does enough to clear it. And Bork now might have some room right wing side. Saucer pass into the middle. Gagan, nice move, and he just placed it low to the stick side and wide. Now a backdoor feed. Gagan tried to go from skate to stick. Could not get it onto his blade as Vermont gets it out Quick re-entry for Maine. Gagan winding up, and another stick save for Sanderson. Good rebound control into the corner as Bork is bumped, and the puck is moved up to the near side. Tipped through by Gaudette, who gets physical with Anders Hessen, who scored here in this period. Now Donza stepping in, has a man going to goal. Gaudette shoots and scores through the 5-hole. That one got through the wickets, and with 6:28 to go here in regulation time, Lucas Gaudette pulls Vermont to within 2. On a pretty well executed 2-on-1 there, Daniel Donza with a goal and an assist here in this second period. Gaudette able to finish the playoff that time for Vermont, but they're going to need 2 to tie here with under 6.5 to go. Not necessarily impossible. Offside here on Maine as Bowditch tried to carry it in across the line. This is the one. Toy Story, I don't know about you, Derek, that was my favorite movie as a kid. Unbelievable. The boys down below have been on point with their music selection. Got to give them a lot of credit. As Sanderson, nice pad stop there, and is able to cover the rebound up. Got a great staff at the rinks at Exeter. They deserve a lot of credit. They help this tournament roll along ever so smoothly. I do a lot of work for the Eastern Hockey League during the fall and winter season, and whenever we have our showcase here in Exeter, they've always done a great job at that. So always love getting to come to this building, especially when it's in the summertime. Anytime you can call hockey during June, you'll take it. As a couple players go spilling at center ice. Puck rolling all the way back into the Vermont zone. Big hit there in the corner. Greer finished to check off. Donza in across the line, trying to get around a check. Centering feed for Wright, but he misfired on the shot. He'll play it back up to the point, but that wrist shot could not get through, and now Maine has some numbers. 3-on-2 at the minimum. As it's carried back in, McCormick in front off a couple of skates. Wing could not backhand that one on net as Donza emerges with it and lumbers forward. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation time. Donza lost the puck. Gagan with space, the shot, and he lasered that one well over the glove and wide. Time ticking down on Vermont as Groeling banks it ahead. He's got some help with him in across the line. Groeling, nice pass. Beautiful return feed, and it was off the side of the net from Mandigo, who had a little bit of room. Gagan the other way, tosses one all the way to goal, and a paddle down save for Sanderson, who will take the defensive zone faceoff. But some open transition for both Maine and Vermont, with Vermont nearly completing a wonderful series of passing. On the receiving end would have been Zachary Mandigo, who had Argero down to the stick side, just put it off the outside of the strings. 4:17 left to go in the game. Maine still ahead by 2. As Bork lays a check and finishes it. Puck work back to the point. Heath with a shot. Nice block by Groeling there. Dropping down to a knee. As Scribner checked Fairbanks down to the ice. Can't punch that puck out though as Heath holds the near point. Bork trying to go for another big hit. Instead got stiff arm down. And Mandigo now darting the strides ahead. Has a trailer. Groeling pushes it over, and Argero with a big push across to make a great stop there. As that shot is cranked from afar. Giroux had it blocked. Lunging forward, Giroux got it to Groening on a cross. Scribner checked off the puck as they lunge and reach for it. This is Groening from the goal line centering. It is held by Scribner, hoping for another tip, and he got one out in front, albeit a weak one. But Argiro can melt it down with the glove after making his best save of the hockey game, pushing across from right to left. And he got all of his left pad on that latest bid by Vermont as they try and send another long point shot through, but that was stifled as Greer finds Gagan in across the line. Gagan lost it though as Pike could not lead Gaudette. 2:50 to go in the game. Vermont would need 2 to tie. Had some chances to cut into this deficit further, but Argiro has been strong. Duffy trying to get it through to Gaudette. Instead, it's cleared out through Mink, and we'll have an icing here on Team Maine. 27 to go, and it looks like with this icing face-off, Vermont is going to take out Caleb Sanderson. So in need of 2 goals, they're going to skate 6-on-5 here, as that's in and out of Argiro's glove. Maine trying to skate forward with it. Got as far as their own blue line as it's worked back into the corner. Donza in pursuit as a couple of players were tied up along the far boards, and it looks like we're going to get a holding penalty here with 2:09 left to go in the game, and it looks as though only one player will go, and it'll be Volsky for Vermont. So that'll complicate the comeback matter here with 2:09 to go. Sanderson has to re-enter the game. Puck knocked down and played back into the corner. Ross trying to feed the point. Battle for it out high, and it's Vermont who can rip it all the way down ice. They need possession, though, if they want to try and pull Sanderson and make it 5-on-5 again. Peel carrying it in all the way to the corner. Smooth skating defenseman as it's played into the middle, but a shot was blocked wide, and Vermont gets to it and clears to center ice. Maine is handling the puck well here with a 2-goal lead. This is backhanded towards the net, and Sanderson will cover it. 34 shots apiece for both teams. 5-3 the score, though, in favor of Maine. They're a minute and 20 seconds away from closing out this consolation game and finishing as the 3rd seed here in the 2010 bracket. Time against Vermont here as they get a clear on this penalty kill. It'll slide all the way down. Argiro will set it aside. Final minute, Sanderson is out of the net. Maine is looking for the finishing touch. Vermont looking for a 2-goal comeback in the final 50 seconds. Still short a man technically with Volsky in the box, but with Sanderson pulled, 5-on-5 skating here. 40 seconds to go. Mandigo in deep. Turning. Centering. There's some space. Shot deflected and a pad save made by Argiro into the corner. 25 seconds left in the game. Mink with a shot. That was blocked off of Schmolen into the corner. Under 20. Gagan off the referee We won't know how close it would have been to an empty net goal. Gagan with a steal. Trying to work it free as Fairbanks was checked. Final 3 seconds as Maine is looking for the empty net. But it won't matter as they win it. 5-3 the final here in this consolation match. And so Maine in both the 2010 and 2011 bracket will finish as the 3rd seed as they hang on to beat Team Vermont by a 5-3 final. And that officially wraps up both our consolation games here this morning. We now move to the first of our 2 championship games, and it's back to the 2011 bracket where Team Massachusetts will take on Team Vermont. That game is at 11 a.m. But your final score here in this consolation game, it is Maine 5 and Vermont 3 from Exeter.